Like, what are your thoughts on the dry powder issue? You yourself have a lot of dry powder, I understand. So how do you think about it?
We do have a lot of dry powder and we're going really slow. I mean, there's no feeling that we have to rush out and deploy this capital. And one of the things that's interesting about the period we've been in that's been surprising to me is that our metrics actually haven't changed. I mean, the things that we're looking for in a software company haven't really changed. We look for a certain amount of ARR, a certain growth rate, a certain amount of net dollar retention, a certain CAC, a certain capital efficiency. That bar hasn't changed for us, but the number of companies meeting that bar has gone down considerably.
Because they have headwinds, because customers are in austerity measures, or companies are going out of business and saying, hey, let me consolidate my SaaS tools.
Enterprise buyers are sharpening their pencils.
Mm-hmm.
They are trying to consolidate vendors. There's a lot of headwinds in the buying cycle right now.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit like, I don't know if you remember in the dot-com crash 20-something years ago.
Oh, I remember it.
Yeah. So back in 99, 2000, the conventional wisdom was that the company you wanted to be in was Yahoo because Yahoo was profitable. And when all these startups went out of business, Yahoo would be the way that you could own a piece of the future of the internet, but you wouldn't have to take all the startup risk. And then it turned out that all of Yahoo's revenues went away because their revenues were coming from banner advertisements bought by startups, yes, which were funded by VC dollars. So when you had the whole dot-com crash, Yahoo's business dried up.
Yep.
So then Yahoo lost whatever it was.
The tide went out. It turned out a lot of people weren't wearing swim trunks. It was
So Yahoo's business was actually highly correlated with startup funding.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's been an aspect of that with a lot of these companies where you would think that they're pretty insulated from the business cycle, even like especially the enterprise software companies. There's a lot of software companies that were selling to other startups. That was pretty obvious they're going to be impacted. But even the ones selling to enterprise companies have been affected in subtle ways. And there just aren't that many startups right now hitting that same bar that they were hitting just a couple of years ago.
Freeberg, your thoughts on this LP, GP dynamics and dry powder?
I mean, one aspect on the same front of VCs being somewhat reticent to deploy more capital, it's flowing through to the LP space. And Gurley can probably opine on this, or Zach can probably opine on this too. But